Hi guys, this is Dr. Komal Mehta, and here I have Dr. Zainab with me, who scored rank 129 in NEET PG 2024, and she's my batchmate from my college. Congratulations, Zainab! I'm so proud of you. How do you feel about your rank? And tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Komal, for this great introduction. So, I'm Dr. Zainab Parwala, and I've done my MBBS from KGSMI Medical College. Komala and I have not just been batchmates, we are really good friends also. I've secured an All India rank of 129 in my very first attempt of NEET PG 24. And yeah, this is it. This whole experience was very emotional for me and my family, and achieving this rank meant that all my hard work had actually finally paid off. So yeah, just grateful, extremely grateful.
What was your first reaction when you saw the three digits on the screen?
First thing first, we rechecked it. I was again and again counting, matching my roll number, my PG application number, and it took a while to sunk in. Like I was expecting a three-digit number, but also when you actually see it, it
Yeah.
hits you. And I couldn't stop crying. I think mom and I were both crying our eyes out. And yeah, but a very good feeling. It just like nothing can top that feeling now.
Yeah. What was your reaction when you saw the paper?
When the I got the morning shift, which was considered as the less difficult one, which I agree with. I was happy with the morning shift. That's when I thought when I'm usually most productive, most active. The first set was very easy in my opinion. It's like manageable. 42 minutes diye for 40 questions. You could easily complete it. And I went through all the questions again for the second time. So okay. But the second, third set were genuinely difficult. Not only were the questions long, there were a lot of image-based questions. The options were also not just single word options. They were very long, they were very tricky. Even if though you are ruling out options, there's always two options that you're always stuck on. But yeah, so it looked like an I paper more than a neat paper,
Hmm.
and it was considered as more difficult than the previous year papers, but all in all, okay, cool, manageable, acha gaya.
So that's nice. Like, do you think there's a change in the type of paper which was there last year and this year? Like, do you think like there was a change in the paper pattern and all of that?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think the evening batch will know better about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole pattern is changing now. You know how they keep saying
Yeah.
okay, we make it more practical, less theoretical. Yeah,
Mm.
ours was a great example. Like although the topics were previous year topics, but
Yeah.
the questions were very new, very difficult. The
Yeah.
images were God knows from where. They were not.
Mm.
Most of them were not from Google. Okay, yeah, it and the options were also super tricky. It was very
Tricky. Yeah.
confusing, and when you're already under so much pressure, you tend to get confused more. So
Yeah.
that's why learn the art of remaining calm. And like I always thought कि preparation for an exam meant कि एक साल से prepare कर रहे 2 साल से कर रहे या तो 6 महीने. But in that moment you will see your 5.5 years of MBBS reflect like in front of your eyes, and suddenly what you heard in your second year rounds
Yeah.
becomes so relevant to you. And yeah, I think that is what matters. Like your entire MBBS journey is reflected in your paper. So yeah, ठीक.
So I want to ask you one important question. When did you start preparing for NEET, and what resources did you use to get such a great rank? So how was that like?
Yeah, so I started my preparation from third first. I third first is considered as the honeymoon phase of MBBS. It's quite chill. You can easily start your preparation
Yeah.
here. You are seriously motivated to crack the exam. So we have three subjects: ENT, Ophthal, and PSM. I started off with PSM, and my main resource at that point of time was Marrow. I'd taken a subscription of 2 years, and I also purchased the hard copy of all 19 subjects. So what I would do was, I would watch the video. Very important to watch the video at least 2x, if not 3x. Your body will take some time to adapt to it, but you will
Hmm.
maintain that pace. If you have hard notes, hard copies of all the notes, You don't actually have to write anything. You can write the explanation if you want, but that's also okay. What I would do
Hmm.
after I finished the video was कि मैरो के नीचे आता है some recent related topics करके, if I'm not wrong, where they give you Q banks. So I also
Hmm.
used to go and solve the Q banks. But important to note that Q banks is not mandatory. I
Hmm.
solved it because I had a lot of time at that point of time. You don't have to solve the Q bank. Okay, Q bank questions are good to know questions. जो ठीक है, I feel eventually when you solve custom modules, you eventually cover all Q bank questions also. So please don't stay in the FOMO कि Q bank नहीं किया है तो क्या होगा. 100% हो जाएगा. Like when you solve Q custom modules, they are giving you Q bank questions only. So please don't be in the FOMO. But if you are in the third first year where there is time, I would suggest you to solve the Q bank as well. Q bank
Hmm.
में some questions which are too irrelevant, skip that. Don't even try to waste your breath after those. What you can do is just under the question you will see hashtag need, hashtag aims. It's important to put more emphasis on these questions. What you will do is in your own book, wherever you're making your notes, you will with a different highlighter pen write okay, this was a need question, this was an aims question, this was a
Hmm.
pyq. Eventually when you're reading it for the next time, you will put more emphasis on that point, and even yeah, and that will help you. So qbank is a good to know thing. Please don't stay in any FOMO.
Hmm.
So yeah, so this is what I, and after every subject I would give a subject wise test. Unless and until I've given a subject wise test, I would not consider that subject done. It was like a good closure for me. And there are multiple tests available on Marrow. So I used to give one of those, and wo ho jaye, फिर I used to shut the book and done. I'm done with that top subject.
Hmm.
I would not go back because you have 19 subjects. You can't keep going year. So you first have to complete all your 18, 19 subjects, and then you can eventually revisit them. This is
Okay.
something I did over the span of 2 years, I think till internship started, for all 19 subjects, for all 18 subjects. 19 radio I didn't touch. I only did Zainab ma'am's radio RR, and also medicine I didn't do from
Hmm.
Marrow. I think Rakesh sir is an exceptional teacher, but no, I could not understand him that well. So I have taken a subscription of Deepak Marwa sir, and he was wonderful. Yeah, so that's it. But rest other subjects I had done from Marrow only. Then came internship year, and we were very. I feel we are as a batch were very grateful because we got Zainab ma'am's PTR around that same time. I think it came in April, and internship also started in mid-April. So that's when I got my BTR book. When I saw it, I could tell कि content तो कम है, like वो है because 1,000 pages में how are you teaching all 19 subjects, but then eventually bonus BTR aaya. But when I started it, I started with micro, I think, and I felt ki nahi yaar, content kam hai, like I can add more to this. So what I would
Hmm.
do is I would now sit with my Marrow notes and I would just skim through those notes, okay, and now see okay, now if this topic is not taught by ma'am, I would go and write that in BTR. Or if topic is taught but the content is less, I would actually go and write all the extra stuff. So here I have an example to show you. This is the art of how I concise my notes. For example, here we are talking about restrictive lung diseases like cold workers, pneumoconiosis, silicosis, and asbestosis. So these are 3 pages of Marrow information about restrictive lung diseases. But now when I so this is how I highlighted and made my notes over the last 2 years. But then in BTR, this is only half a page, literally half a page in the integrated system part.
Hmm.
So this is how I used to concise, how I used to bring everything together. So now next time when I'm sitting to study, I don't have to read 3 pages. I only have to read half a page, and that's more than enough. Plus here there are already diagrams are given. I have used different highlighter pens also to give more, make it more fun and to make me remember better. So this is the art of how you concise. Next thing which really helped me during my preparation was making abundant of mnemonics. Like I was super good at making mnemonics. Like that's one thing I really enjoyed doing. So for example, here, this is the new Ballard score. Now it has 2 components, your CNS and physical. CNS has 7, which you have to remember. So I made a mnemonic for it, कि splash करके, कि ये splash mnemonic है, इससे have to remember. On the other hand, in physical, I don't know क्या है उसमें, but I know for sure कि palmer तो नहीं है. Like there's a confusion in planter and palmer only. So I'm not going to remember skin, lanugo, eye, or no. I'm going to remember कि palmer नहीं है. So that is when the technique of mnemonics comes in handy. कि कहाँ क्या remember करना है. And you can't just assume that you will remember everything. Write it down. Use a different color pen. Write it down so that next time when you revisit that topic, your eye should go only to that. You don't have to read the other stuff. That's how you can make revision also quicker. In ortho we had this Thomson test. So Thomson में P आता है. So P say you can remember that this test is done in prone position. P say you have to pinch the calf, and other P say कि normally plantar flexion होगा. And Thomson sun है. Sun is more likely to have a tendo Achilles injury than TB. So this is how you remember stuff. You have to make yourself understand how to make a topic easier for yourself. So this is something I did. And please make mnemonics. If you can't remember anything, make mnemonics or Google mnemonics. You will easily find them. The third thing that really helped me during internship was making a digital 20th notebook. I didn't have a 20th notebook. I found that you can't add images in your 20th notebook. You will have to print it, which is again a big task.
Yeah.
So I didn't like it. And I'm not like a person who sits down and writes everything. Plus, I wanted to be handy. Like if you're solving a Q bank, you're solving a GT, I'm not going to remove my 20th notebook again and again write a question. That's not going to happen. So I decided I will make WhatsApp groups on WhatsApp of different types, like 20th notebook, NEET PG PYQs, INI PYQs, वैसे करके, and then keep adding stuff in that group. So I would add Google images. I would add wrong GT questions, and I would add images of my own BTR, which I felt were volatile topics. And these are literal examples of what actually came in our paper. For example, the hydatidis classification. I had star marked this question, and it said this actually came in the paper. The confusion between 2 and 3 and CE2A and CE3A. Even the next question, I think from ENT, which shows the placement of electrodes. I have made a mnemonic try करके कि transmitter है, फिर रिसीवर आएगा और फिर इलेक्ट्रोड. एंड दे एक्चुअली आस्क्ड अस कि आई थिंक इलेक्ट्रोड या कुछ रिसीवर पूछा था. उसके बाजू में दे हैड आस्क्ड अस अबाउट आई थिंक इनर फिस्टुला का question or a fissure, I don't remember, but yeah, one of those. And this graph that is given here, growth rate of different tissues, this was exactly the graph that was shown in the paper. So, and this is all the stuff is from Marrow, and some of it is from from Google Images. So it's very important that you make your own digital notebook. You have to find out what is important, what is relevant. Google it, those stuff. Find Google images, put images, and revisit them. You can't just make a notebook and then not go through those questions again. Go every day, actively remove time from your busy schedule at night before sleeping and see these images, look at them, memorize them, try to memorize them. Because when they will come in your paper, you will automatically know what to speak, what to answer. So yeah, that becomes very handy. You should for sure make a digital 20th notebook, in my opinion. Next, use highlighters to mention a PYQ or a GT question. This is a question on MAC, non-tubercular mycobacteria. These are the drugs which can be remembered as a mnemonic of ACRE, ACRE. In that same order, A, azithromycin is given preferred over clarithromycin, preferred over rifampicin, preferred over ethambutol. This was a NEET PYQ. At the same time, it has also come in one of the GTs. So write it down. Everything you have to document. So automatically when I'm reading this the next time, I will put more emphasis कि अच्छा NEET में भी आया था and GT भी है. And so it makes a difference. You might not realize it then, but when you will sit to solve, you will see how much of a difference it makes. So yeah, the fifth point, which I 100% believe in, concise everything in one place. If you saw me before, like on 10th of August, you would have seen me only with my BTR, because everything I know, everything related to 19 subjects is in my BTR. I have not made hundreds of notebooks. No, I just don't believe it that I have put everything I can, made it very crammed up, and maybe you would not even want to look at it, but that's how it is. Everything is here, and because I've revised it so many times, I can tell you exactly कि हाँ ये page में right side ऊपर corner में है. Like that is how much I've read that book, and I was only able to read it because it was there together. अगर ऐसे 10 books होते, I would have never gone back and read it. So very important that you concise everything, but concise it in one place only. You can't go around making 10-15 notebooks. Please don't do that. Everything has to come together in one place. In the last point, multiple revisions over a good first read. Your first read will at least take you, I think, 2 3 months to cover all 18 19 subjects. But eventually when when you reach towards the end, you will not remember what you've read then, and it's completely normal. It's very
Hmm.
you to forget, which, so don't get demotivated by it. But now your job is to actually go back and revise everything, and your revision cannot be 2 to 3 months long. No, your revision has to be at, if not half, at least 3/4 now.
Hmm.
So you can take 1.5 2 months, but now it has to be much quicker.
Because
During this process, your first read ke jo notes that you have to now start funneling them. You have to start
hmm.
concising them. If you're not good at concising, you have to try to revise faster. You have
Hmm.
to develop that art कि मुझे सब नहीं पढ़ना है. If you've written an explanation, chuck it out. You can't, once you जो explanation है, once you've understood it, you don't have to revisit that. You don't have to
Yeah.
keep that. Just chuck it out. Don't read that again. If you think कि ये topic बहुत बड़ा है, concise it, bring it down, and try to revise faster. We were lucky, we got a lot of postponements, so I was able to do 6 7 revisions, which I
Hmm.
feel great, which helped me. But
Yeah.
you might not, like your exam may not be as postponed and as delayed as us, so you have to be very tactical with how you go about this. So but you
Yeah.
have to revise. You have to from day one start preparing for your revision. Like first read अच्छा होना चाहिए for sure, but don't drag it for too long.
Yeah.
Make it off in 2.5 3 months, and then you start with your revision. That should be your goal.
First you said, okay. Third, first say you did marrow as a
Yeah,
main
prime.
this thing, the main things, right? The main stuff. Along with that, you used to do all the Q bank of marrow only, along with subject wise tests for 18 subjects. Then in internship, you did BTR
Hmm.
along with marrow, right?
Yeah, yeah. I used to compile from Marrow notes, and I used to do
Hmm.
custom ones.
So you did the main notes only of marrow, like you never did the RR of marrow.
No, no, I never did the other of Marrow.
Okay, you did main notes only.
Yeah.
So
You
I,
used RF, na, I
yeah,
think. Yeah.
I was hardcore rapid revision
But I have
follow.
seen RR. It's excellent. Like,
Yeah,
अच्छा ही किया है. It's
it
very
was
good.
very good.
It was
And then
very good.
along with that, you gave GTs and all. When did you like start giving grand tests and everything?
I gave my first grand test in August, I think, for when after I had completed compiling all the 18 subjects. That's when I gave my first grand test.
So this is August of 2023. You started giving GTs.
That was when I gave my first GT, and yeah, like when I first start, yeah, after I had finished compiling all my 18 subjects.
Okay. And after that, like how many like GTs did you give on an average?
And
Did you give a lot?
I gave 20, I think.
Okay, you give roughly around 20 GTs. That's nice, yeah. That's how did you
I,
balance undergraduate and NEET PG preparation, or you just didn't? What was that like?
No, no, I was, but to be very honest with you, I was consciously choosing NEET PG over university. I was like,
Yeah,
university marks कौन पूछेगा? So
yeah,
ठीक,
that's true.
yeah, and so I used to just study 1 month before the university exam, and knowingly or unknowingly, Marrow helped a lot. I think because of Marrow and the long, extensive videos, I think my basics had become quite strong. So even though I was preparing only little bit, I knew the basic, the crux of the entire subject, and that showed in my university exams. So you don't have, like, if you're doing Marrow thoroughly and if you're choosing to crack NEET over your university exam, then that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That's
Yeah,
up to you, because nobody is going to ask you your Marrow your university exam.
please
So
call. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
If,
you think people should start very early, like first year, second year, third year? Like, what do you think is the ideal time to start studying for NEET PG?
because I started in third first and I had a very smooth, very stress-free journey, I would say third first, since it's also a very chill period in that point of
Hmm.
time, kind of life. But honestly, I don't think third first students are thinking about NEET PG, your biggest worry at that point of time is cracking your university exam, is to
Yeah.
pass a university exam, which is again perfectly normal. Even if you're in fourth year, intern, post intern, repeater, there is no such thing as ideal time. The right time is when you decide कि अब से अभी से मुझे start करना है, and that's when you decide to give your 100%. The beginning is the most difficult part. After that, though, it becomes very smooth as long as you made a schedule and you're sticking to it. So if you're in your first, second year, strongly do not recommend to start. Please enjoy
Yeah.
your time. Stick to your textbooks. It's a wonderful second year was one of my favorite years. Like please do pharmac, do pathol, like read Robbins. Acha lagega. You don't have to burden yourself with marrow. Please don't do that. In third first, you will have enough time to cover up for it. Like that's for sure. You will be able to cover up aram se without any stress. So that's when you
Yeah.
start your entire journey. And if you don't even want to start in third first, then theek hai, final year internship. It's okay. Life goes on. You don't have to worry so much.
Yeah. And like any advice about any mistakes that you feel like you made during your prep and you don't want others to make that. What do you?
Yeah. I was super ambitious with my schedules. Like I loved making schedules, but I would actually challenge myself कि पूरा anatomy एक दिन में खत्म करना है. Like that is not humanly possible even if I study 24 hours a day. So when
Yeah.
you're making a schedule, please be kind to yourself. You know
Yeah.
yourself best. So make a schedule that caters to your and your needs only. If you think
Hmm.
okay anat week है तो दे दो 5 दिन, it's okay. You will compensate for this in a subject that you're good at. Like biochem अच्छा है तो okay उसको 3 दिन देंगे. That way you compensate for it. You have to keep a buffer day every week में, at least one day, at least I'm saying that day you're going to cover up your all the backlogs. You will chill that day, you will go out, you are not expected to study
Yeah.
for 24 hours a day 7 days of the week. No, you are not supposed to put yourself through all this. So
Yeah.
do it ekdam chill aaram se. There is no such thing as a perfect rank, or
Hmm.
this rank doesn't define you. For a long time I thought ki this NEET PG is my life, but it's not. It's a part of my life. And this rank, or any rank for that matter, doesn't define your smartness. Please remember that. Be kind to yourself. I used to cry over bad GT scores, like, can you believe it? And I used to literally have headaches and anxiety about it, which now that I think is so stupid. Like, you itna
Yeah.
sab over
Yeah.
what? So please don't do all that. You be kind to yourself and take it one day at a time, please. If you've made a schedule, stick to your schedule. Backlogs है तो एक दिन buffer रखो. That day you will cover up all your backlogs. नहीं होता so ठीक है, take one more day. Take
Yeah.
timely breaks. I love watching series and love watching movies. So I have to consciously remove time. Like if I'm giving a GT on Sunday, रात को तो I would watch at least one movie. Like that was my gift to myself. कि okay, I've given a GT. This is something I deserve, irrespective of the score I get. Irrespective,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. That shouldn't be the deciding factor. So chill, do it ekdam aaram se. Please
Yeah.
don't be under pressure. Please don't think you will be disappointing anyone. There's nothing like that. Like
Yeah.
talk to your family. If you ever feel कि नहीं हो रहा है, or you're very close to giving up, talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your near dear ones. They will help you go through this. And just take it one day at a time. Time will pass and you will
Yeah.
see yourself achieving great things. That's a given. You work hard work always pays off. So
Yeah.
please believe in that.
Yeah. I want to supplement by saying hard work and smart work. I
And
feel I have seen people read 100 platforms and just it never translated. So I think smart work is also very important. You have to
very true.
like you know I feel like the game is not just about how much knowledge you have. It is how you can eliminate options at the end of the day.
Very true. Very true.
Like
I think even if you're exceptionally smart, your
yeah,
life score is decided upon those 210 minutes, those 3 hours that
yeah,
you're at the screen.
exactly.
Yeah, and that is the truth. So you have to understand that this doesn't define anything, your NEET PG rank. If you had a
Yeah,
bad day that day, that's something that which is not in your hand, yeah. So please
yeah.
Don't think you are any less smart or you don't deserve it. Like, please, no. It's okay.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zainab.
Thank
It was
you for
it was a
inviting
pleasure talking to you. And
me.
I just want to clarify that Zainab managed UG also amazingly. She has stood like first, second throughout her UG. So I think NEET also helped her get good marks in her UG days also. Do you have anything else to add, Dr. Zainab?
No, no, that's it. And there's no such thing as a dream rank. Please, कि मुझे
Yeah.
2 digit लाना है, 3 digit लाना है. No, your dream should be a good seat in a good college of your choice, which you
Yes.
will ultimately get. Please don't run after a rank. I have done that mistake, and I can tell you how distressing it was for me. So let go of all the worry. Chill. आराम से हो जाएगा. With all the postponements and the delays, you have enough time to crack this exam even if you start today. So
Yeah.
हो जाएगा. Take BTR, use your resources, choose your resources wisely, use them, make full of it, and it will be done. All the best to you, and you will do well, I'm sure.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. And I will like to say bye and all the best to everybody who's watching this video. And thank you so much for coming here and sharing your journey with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.